Have you ever sat back in your favorite chair, closed your eyes, and dreamed about all the places you still want to see? The cobblestone streets of Italy, the breathtaking mountains of Colorado, maybe even that peaceful little beach town you saw once in a magazine? Now, imagine finally booking that trip. The excitement, the butterflies, the suitcase packed with all your favorite things. You're ready to live a little, ready to soak up the adventures you've spent a lifetime dreaming about. But what if I told you that one small overlooked detail, something you didn't even know you were missing, could turn that dream into a trip you never want to remember? You see, traveling after 70 is a beautiful gift. It's your time to see, to feel, to enjoy. But it's also a time when your body, your mind, even your heart, need a little extra attention. And the dangers? They're not always the ones you can see coming. Sometimes, it's the hidden risks, the ones that sneak up quietly, that have the biggest impact. And here's the thing, it's not about being scared. It's about being smart. It's about knowing what to look out for, and how a few simple choices could mean the difference between a trip of a lifetime and a call no family ever wants to get. Today, we're diving into 5 hidden dangers that every senior traveler, every wise adventurer, must know before that next flight, that next road trip, that next journey you've been looking forward to. And trust me, you're going to want to hear all 5. Because by the end of this video, not only will you know exactly what to watch out for, you'll know the easy, powerful steps to protect yourself, and to make sure your next adventure is as joyful and safe as it should be. If you believe, like I do, that age is just a number and adventure has no expiration date, then comment below, right now, and write, "Adventure awaits." I can't wait to hear from you. And hey, while you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our Elderly Wisdom Guide family, where we share real tips for living stronger, safer, and happier at every stage of life. Ready to dive in? Let's make sure your next trip is one you'll remember for all the right reasons. Alright, let's dive into the very first hidden danger you need to know about before you step onto that plane or hop into that car. Hidden danger number 1, increased risk of blood clots. Now, picture this with me for a moment. Mr. Johnson, a lively, spirited 72-year-old, finally retired after decades of hard work. He saved, he planned, he dreamed. And now, he's finally on his way to Italy, the trip he and his wife talked about for years. He boards his flight, settles into his window seat, smiles as the plane takes off, full of excitement for the journey ahead. But somewhere between New York and Rome, something starts happening deep inside his body. Something he can't feel. Something he has no idea is even happening. Hours of sitting still, legs bent, little movement. Blood starts to pool in his lower legs. It thickens. It slows. And without warning, a clot begins to form. By the time he lands, what was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime has turned into a rushed ambulance ride, an unexpected hospital stay, and a painful recovery he never planned for. It sounds scary, and it is. But it's also something that can be prevented with just a little awareness. You see, as we get older, our blood circulation naturally becomes less efficient. Veins in our legs can weaken. Valves that help push blood back to the heart might not work as well as they once did. Add long hours of sitting still, like on a plane, a train, or even a long bus ride, and you've got the perfect storm for a deep vein thrombosis, or what doctors call DVT. And here's the part that surprises a lot of folks. Most seniors think, oh, I'll just walk around the terminal before my flight. That should be enough. Or, I stretch a little here and there, I'll be fine. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Because once you're in that seatbelt fastened, tiny space to move, limited ability to really stretch, your blood flow slows down fast. Faster than you might think. And DVT isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. A clot that forms in your leg can travel to your lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism, and that can be life-threatening. But here's the good news. And I always want to bring you the good news too. There are simple, powerful steps you can take to protect yourself. First, compression socks. They're not just for style, they're designed to gently squeeze your legs and help your blood flow properly. They're easy to put on before you board, and trust me, they're one of the best investments you can make in your travel health. Second, movement is key. Every hour, make it a habit to flex and point your toes, rotate your ankles, and, if you can, stand up and walk a few steps, even just to the bathroom and back. Small movements can make a big difference. And third, stay hydrated. Water keeps your blood thinner and less likely to clot. Avoid too much alcohol or coffee before and during the flight, they can dehydrate you quickly. These small, simple habits could very well be the reason your dream vacation stays exactly that, a dream come true. And remember, this isn't about being afraid. It's about being prepared. Because you deserve to travel safely and joyfully, no matter your age. Now, blood clots are a hidden threat because they happen quietly inside. But not every danger is so hidden. Some dangers show themselves, but we often don't notice them until it's too late. And that brings us to our next hidden danger, one that hides in plain sight and can sneak up faster than you think: dehydration. Now, let's talk about hidden danger number 2, dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Picture this. Mary. 80 years old, full of spirit, full of life. She's finally treating herself to that Caribbean cruise she's dreamed about for years. The sun is shining, the breeze is gentle, the ocean looks like a postcard, it's the perfect trip. Mary spends her days lounging by the pool, laughing at the shows, enjoying every precious second. But one afternoon, as she's soaking up the sun and savoring the warmth, something feels off. She gets a little dizzy. A little weak. Before anyone can react, she collapses. No warning. No big red flags. Just a slow, silent buildup that no one saw coming. By the time they get her to the ship's infirmary, the doctor says it plainly: severe dehydration. And the most heartbreaking part? Mary didn't even feel particularly thirsty. She didn't realize her body was running on empty. Until it was too late. You see, as we age, our body changes in ways that don't always send clear signals anymore. One of those changes is how we sense thirst. In younger years, you feel it immediately: dry mouth, urgent need to grab a glass of water. But after 70? The body's ability to signal dehydration becomes weaker, much like a dim light bulb instead of a flashing neon sign. And it doesn't stop there. Many seniors are also taking medications. Like diuretics, blood pressure meds, even some heart medicines, that quietly pull water out of the body, speeding up dehydration without you even realizing it. So, if you're thinking, "I'll know when I'm thirsty," let me gently tell you. That's a myth. By the time you feel thirsty at our age, you're already behind. You're already dehydrated. And dehydration isn't just about feeling a little dry. It messes with your heart, your kidneys, even your brain. It can lead to confusion, fainting, falls, and serious medical emergencies, especially when you're far from home. But don't worry, because this is completely preventable if you plan ahead. Here's what you do: always carry a refillable water bottle with you. Not soda, not coffee, not alcohol, water. Pure, simple water. And set gentle reminders, on your phone, your watch, even a little sticky note, to take a few sips every hour, whether you feel thirsty or not. Also, don't forget about electrolytes, those important minerals that keep your body's systems balanced. A small packet of electrolyte powder, added to your water once a day while traveling, can be a lifesaver, especially in hot or humid climates. These small habits? They're not just for comfort, they could save your trip, and maybe even your life. Remember, travel is about joy, discovery, freedom. And taking care of your body, giving it the simple things it needs, ensures you can keep making beautiful memories, without the unexpected setbacks. Now, speaking of things that sneak up on us. Not every danger shows up with a fainting spell or a swollen leg. Some dangers can affect your entire trip in ways you wouldn't expect. Ways that can steal your joy before you even realize what's happening. And that brings us to the next hidden danger. A danger that quietly chips away at your strength, your spirit, and your ability to fully enjoy the adventure you've worked so hard to create. Now, let's talk about hidden danger number 3, cognitive overload and disorientation. Picture this. You step off a plane into a brand new city. The streets are alive, bright colors everywhere, horns honking, different languages buzzing all around you. The air smells different. The sounds seem louder. The signs make little sense. At first, it's exciting. It's invigorating. It's exactly what you imagine traveling would be. But as the hours stretch into days, that excitement can slowly start to turn into something else. Something heavier. Something harder to shake off. Maybe you start forgetting which way the hotel was. Maybe you find yourself searching your pockets over and over, wondering where you put your room key. Maybe even simple tasks, ordering food, finding a bathroom, start to feel overwhelming, even exhausting. And here's the truth that many people don't talk about enough. Even for the sharpest minds, new environments and broken routines can trigger real cognitive overload. Especially after 70. Our brains are incredible, but they work best with structure, with patterns, with familiarity. When you're suddenly thrown into a brand new setting, no familiar landmarks, no easy cues, no regular daily rhythm, your brain has to work overtime just to process basic information. And that overload can cause confusion, memory lapses, irritability, even anxiety or panic. It's not about intelligence. It's not about capability. It's simply biology. As we age, the brain becomes a little less flexible, a little slower to adapt to new inputs. And when the senses are bombarded, loud noises, strange sights, different languages, what starts out feeling thrilling can, over time, lead to real disorientation. Now here's where many well-meaning families make a mistake. They assume, oh, they just need a little time to adjust. Or, they'll be fine after a good night's sleep. And sometimes that's true. But sometimes, it's not. Cognitive overload can spiral quickly if it's not recognized early. It can lead to wandering off in unfamiliar places, forgetting important medications, missing meals. It can turn a safe trip into a dangerous one faster than anyone expects. But just like the other dangers we've talked about, this, too, can be prevented with a little thoughtful planning. Here's how. First, keep outings shorter, especially in the first few days. Give yourself, or your loved one, time to gently adjust to the new environment instead of diving headfirst into a packed itinerary. Second, stick to familiar routines where possible. Keep mealtimes around the same hour as home. Stick to a morning and evening routine that feels normal. Whether that's reading before bed, taking a short walk after breakfast, or checking in with family at the same time each day. And third, use simple tools to anchor yourself. Written reminders, like a small notebook with important addresses, schedules, and names, can be a lifesaver when memory gets foggy. And consider a buddy system, pairing up with someone who can gently check in and offer support without making it feel like babysitting. These aren't just tips. They're small acts of protection. They're gifts you give yourself so that you can truly enjoy every moment of your journey, instead of fighting to stay grounded. Because travel should fill your heart with joy, not fill your mind with confusion. And speaking of things that are often brushed off, our next hidden danger might sound like it's all part of the fun at first, laughing, celebrating, staying up late. But if you're not careful, it can have consequences that last a lot longer than a hangover. Let's take a closer look into hidden danger number 4, overexertion and physical injury. Let me introduce you to Roger. Roger's the kind of man who lights up a room. 75 years young, full of stories, full of life. When he and his friends signed up for a historic tour of Europe, he was thrilled. Castles, cobblestone streets, rolling hills, it was everything he had pictured and more. One afternoon, the group visited an ancient castle perched on a hilltop. The guide mentioned the stairs were steep, narrow, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Some of the group hesitated. But not Roger. He wasn't about to let a few old stones stop him. Pride in his heart, he grabbed the railing and started up those steps with determination. Halfway up, his foot slipped. The fall was quick, hard, and unforgiving. Broken wrist. Bruised ribs. A dream vacation, cut short in an instant. And a painful recovery that lingered long after the trip was over. Now, here's what's important to understand, Roger wasn't careless. He wasn't reckless. He was doing exactly what so many seniors do when they travel, trying to keep up. Trying to prove that age is just a number. But here's the honest truth that needs saying, even when it's hard to hear, as we age, our bodies change. Muscle strength decreases. Bone density thins. Balance isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. The reaction time that once caught you when you stumbled? It slows down. And even if you feel young at heart, which you absolutely should, your body still deserves special care and respect. Too many seniors think, I'll just push through. I'll catch up later. They don't want to seem like the slow one. They don't want to miss out. But overexertion doesn't just cause sore muscles at our age, it can lead to serious, life-altering injuries. Injuries that take months, even years, to heal, if they heal at all. The good news? You can still have every ounce of adventure you're craving, without putting yourself at risk. Here's how. First, choose senior-friendly activities. Many tour companies and destinations offer gentle itineraries specifically designed for older adults, with fewer stairs, less standing, and more rest breaks. Second, listen to your body, and I mean really listen. If you feel tired, rest. If your knee aches, sit down. If you're winded, slow the pace. You have absolutely nothing to prove to anyone. The goal is to enjoy the journey, not race through it. Third, modify plans when you need to. If that means skipping a steep climb in favor of a cozy coffee shop with a beautiful view, embrace it. Your trip should leave you with precious memories, not painful injuries. And finally, always remember this, the greatest strength isn't in pushing through discomfort, it's in honoring your body, your limits, and your well-being. Because you've earned this joy. You've earned the right to explore the world on your own terms. Now, all the dangers we've talked about so far have been physical, things you can see, touch, feel. But there's one more hidden danger. An emotional danger. One that most people don't even realize they're carrying, until it quietly steals the light from what should be a beautiful experience. And it might just be the most important one to prepare for. Let's talk about it. Hidden danger number 5. Emotional isolation and homesickness. Let me tell you about Alice. Alice was 78, vibrant, independent, and full of curiosity. She booked herself onto a month-long cruise through the Mediterranean, something she had dreamed about for years. The brochures promised excitement, laughter, and new friendships. And sure enough, the ship was buzzing with energy. Music in the lounges, bright smiles at every dinner table, bustling excursions every morning. But even surrounded by hundreds of smiling faces, Alice felt something she hadn't expected. A deep, aching loneliness. A kind of quiet sadness that no souvenir, no breathtaking view, and no friendly conversation could fix. She missed the sound of her daughter's voice. She missed her favorite chair by the window. She missed her morning coffee, made just the way she liked it. She missed, home. And that feeling? It grew heavier each day, until it was almost too much to carry. Here's why this happens. And it's something most people never talk about. When you're at home, you're surrounded by the familiar, your routines, your neighbors, the little things that make life feel safe and whole. And whether we realize it or not, those familiar comforts are critical to emotional well-being, especially as we get older. Travel uproots that. New places, new faces, new schedules, it can all be exhilarating. But at the same time, it can quietly strip away the emotional anchors that keep us feeling steady and connected. And for some seniors, especially those traveling alone, it can intensify feelings of disconnection. It's a deep, surprising sadness, a homesickness that no postcard or guided tour can fill. Yet so many people assume, oh, travel will lift your spirits. It's the cure for sadness. And while travel can be beautiful and enriching, it's not a magic fix. For some, it can actually make those hidden feelings even sharper. But here's the beautiful truth: there are powerful, simple ways to protect yourself from this hidden danger, ways to keep your heart just as nourished as your adventurous spirit. First, stay connected with loved ones every day. Even just a quick call, a short video chat, or a heartfelt text can remind you that you're never truly far from the people who love you. Set up a time before you leave. A daily check-in you can count on, like a familiar lighthouse on the horizon. Second, choose senior-friendly group tours whenever possible. Traveling with people who are in a similar season of life can create bonds faster and deeper than you might expect. Shared experiences, shared laughs, shared memories. And many group tours are designed to give you both social time and personal space, striking the perfect balance. Third, bring a few small comforts from home. Maybe it's your favorite cozy scarf. Maybe it's a familiar playlist of songs that make you feel grounded. Maybe it's a small framed photo of your family tucked into your suitcase. Little touches of home can act like emotional lifeboats when the seas of travel get a little rough. Because the goal isn't just to travel. The goal is to travel with your whole heart intact. To step out into the world not feeling adrift or disconnected, but feeling anchored, strong, and joyfully connected to the life you've built and the people who love you. And here's the most important thing to remember: feeling a little homesick doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you made a mistake. It simply means you have deep roots, and that's something to be proud of. Now, I know, hearing about all these hidden dangers might sound a little overwhelming at first. But don't worry. Because knowing about these risks isn't meant to scare you away from traveling. It's the opposite. Knowledge is your greatest tool. By understanding what could happen, you empower yourself to prepare, to protect your health, and to create unforgettable memories in complete confidence. And the journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. It's tough, isn't it? Tough to accept that as the years go by, the way we move through the world has to change. Tough to admit that the body, the mind, and even the heart sometimes need a little more care than they used to. But here's something I want you to hold on to, something that matters more than any fear or hesitation: recognizing these hidden dangers isn't a loss. It's a gift. It's a power. It's the key that lets you protect the freedom and the joy that you have earned over a lifetime. Because the truth is, you deserve to keep dreaming, to keep exploring, to keep saying yes to the adventures still waiting for you. And no, you don't have to fear travel after 70. Not at all. Instead, you can embrace it. You can step onto that plane, board that ship, or hit the open road with a heart full of excitement and a mind sharp with preparation. Smartly. Safely. Confidently. Because being wise about the risks doesn't dim the experience, it illuminates it. It makes every step feel more secure. Every sunrise feel a little sweeter. Every memory you make even more meaningful, because you know you're caring for yourself with the love and attention you deserve. So, here's what I invite you to do: before your next trip, sit down and make a checklist. Not a heavy, burdensome list, no. A simple, loving plan based on the tips we talked about today. Maybe it's a reminder to pack compression socks. Maybe it's setting an alarm to drink water every few hours. Maybe it's choosing a travel buddy, or writing a list of emergency contacts, or setting up those daily check-in calls. Preparation isn't a burden. It's a gift. It's a way of saying to yourself, and to everyone who loves you, I'm taking this adventure seriously. I'm making sure it's as beautiful, safe, and full of life as it can be. And if you ever catch yourself wondering if it's worth it, if you ever hear that little whisper of doubt saying, maybe travel isn't for me anymore, I want you to hear my voice in your heart. The world is still wide open for you. Adventure isn't just for the young. Adventure is for the brave. Adventure is for the wise. Adventure is for you. The sights you've yet to see. The laughter you've yet to share. The memories you've yet to make. They are still out there, waiting. And with a little wisdom and a little preparation, there's no reason why your next trip can't be one of the best chapters yet. Let's take a moment to quickly revisit what we've uncovered today. We talked about the 5 hidden dangers that every senior traveler needs to know. First, the risk of blood clots from long periods of sitting. Second, the quiet but serious threat of dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Third, how cognitive overload and disorientation can sneak up and cloud even the sharpest mind. Fourth, the dangers of overexertion leading to physical injuries that can derail an entire trip. And fifth, the emotional isolation and homesickness that can creep in even amidst beautiful new places. Recognizing these hidden dangers isn't about being afraid. It's about being wise. It's about traveling smarter so that every step you take is filled with peace of mind, and every journey becomes the beautiful memory it's meant to be. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these dangers surprised you the most? Or maybe you're an experienced traveler yourself. If so, what's your number 1 tip for safe and joyful travel after 70? Go ahead, scroll down and share it in the comments. Your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs today. And if you found today's advice helpful, inspiring, or even just a little reassuring, please hit that like button. It helps more seniors find this information when they need it most. And of course, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Here, we're all about living your best, brightest, and healthiest life after 70, and I would be honored to have you join our growing community. We've got so much more to explore together. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for choosing to care for yourself with courage, wisdom, and heart. Stay curious. Stay adventurous. And most of all, stay wise. Until next time, safe travels, my friend.